All right. We in the house, family, Black Power. Y'all know what time it is. It's the Truth Hour with General Sarah Soon said he kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. Y'all know what tomorrow is that day. I know y'all gonna be getting up, cracking Easter eggs and all that. Wait a minute. I know y'all gonna be up cracking Easter eggs tomorrow. Make sure everything is good. Okay. Okay, it's good. I wonder why that ain't. We got different numbers everywhere. Okay, that's all right. Phone it ain't even clicked in yet. I wonder what's wrong with that. Hold on. Okay, there you go. There we go. Gotta get my monitor together, family. Hold on. Gonna be cracking Easter eggs and all that. Into your paganism. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? Into your paganism and all that. But tomorrow, most definitely, is going to be going down with the general. We got the Freemasonry exposed tomorrow. Got the Freemasonry exposed tomorrow. Wiccan Luciferianism, Satanism, frat sorrows, and the Jesuits. You see? And it's just so many groups that's intertwined with these Freemasons. And they need to be talked about. Because these are the elite. These the elite niggas that's selling you out. You know, we know about the crumbs of the earth and the madness that go on in the hood. And in a lot of these parasitical niggas. You know what I'm saying? But now we gotta talk about the parasitical elite niggas. The parasitical elite niggas. You understand what I'm saying? Right there, brother with the beast. Brothers with it. You see what I'm saying? Brothers with the beast. And, in agenda and conspiratorial operation on trying to do as much damage to our people as possible. And so the link is right. And matter of fact, the link is in the chat room. It's in the video description. And like I'm gonna just tell you straight up because I'm gonna give y'all just a brief preview after this, because I got a video coming on after this. We're going to deal with the occult origins of Easter in this particular one. And so I just want to let you know to hit that link, and just be here, right after this video. And most definitely, I'll give you a little sneak preview of how I get busy. And I will be getting busy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what time it is. KingSeti.com. Online market got 15% off sale going on at this time. Official General Sarah Student SETI DVDs, t-shirts, and hoodies for the kings and queens, African and Kemetic jewelry, fly, royal, and divine for the family out there. We got holistic tonics and remedies. I just got some sour and turmeric bitters in. I got the black seed bitters. I got many immune system tonics to advance your immune system and so on and so forth. And it's good for the body. We're not advocating no great heal all and shit, but it will strengthen the mind and the body to perform at a level that can keep you healthy and keep you, you know what I'm saying, in defense of a lot of what's going on out here. You feel me? Also, we got art and home decor for the family. Turning your African home into the temple. Magnificent home decor for the family. Turning it up a notch, turning the home into the temple. Get on over there, kingseti.com. I'm guaranteeing you're gonna find something you're gonna like and love. We know what time it is. Ring the alarm. Dropping bombs on generalseti.com. SETI University, the complete General SETI website. Over 800 videos and lectures for the family. The Black Netflix. You understand? African academics at its best. You know what I'm saying? Mind-blowing subjects and studies over there. You know, from the making of the white man, the Black Woman is God series, you know, gas, black power, politics and economics, African history, Ethiopia, Egypt, Ghana, Mali, Songhai, Nubia, all the great African civilizations, and we just got that gas. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna get your ass up and get you moving. You know what I'm saying? And so, with over 800 videos and lectures on all subjects and studies, I'm guaranteeing you, you cannot go nowhere and get a well-rounded education in all the great sciences and studies of the universe like you can with the general. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And family, out at my Patreon, popping on Patreon. You know what I'm saying? General Sarah Soon Seti Patreon, exclusive live, going live, not tomorrow, but I'm going live Monday. And so, you know, I put that extra work in on my Patreon. I take it up a couple steps. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm too raw for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to go somewhere where I can be a little raw than what I am over here. I'm too raw for the goddamn internet as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I try to go as hard as I can, family. So get on over there, Patreon, General Sarah Soon said, I got some heavy shit coming Monday where we dealing with these human hybrids. You know what I'm saying? The human hybrid, you know what I'm saying, that they trying to put up out here, you know, and been trying to put up out here. So you better watch yourself out, you know, allowing these people to put shit in your body. You wake up the next day, your ass might be a nigger monkey or something. You know what I'm saying? So don't play yourself. You know what I'm saying? Understand this shit is real. Now, let me get my what did I do? Okay. I think this is the one. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna work out. We're gonna work out. We're gonna work out on Easter. Good Friday. Let me get it. Let me get it up here. We're gonna work out. I'm gonna take that on out of there so I can see it. See it good. Okay. Let me bring that out of there. Okay. How we looking out there? Looking good. Looking good. All right. Now, yesterday was Good Friday. Y'all know I'm about to have fun today, right? These niggas is mad at me, boy. They're gonna start a crusade on the general. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna try to start a new crusade on me, on how I'm cracking their head. You know what I'm saying? You know these Negroes love them some Jesus now. They love them some Jesus and some Mohammed. You understand what I'm saying? They love them some Jesus and some Mohammed and some Moses. You know what I'm saying? And so today we're gonna be getting down on what we call Easter, but also Passover and Good Friday. Now, let me see when Passover was. Passover, when was Passover? Them niggas out there, they're gonna get on me. April 15th. So it started, goddamn, it started yesterday. It ends the evening of April 23rd. You understand? So, you know, so people don't understand. Number one, I always wondered. I said, well, damn. Good Friday is the day they supposedly nailed Jesus to the cross. I said, well, goddamn, well, Good Friday. I bet it wasn't good for Jesus. It wasn't good for old Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? It was not good for Jesus to be nailed up on no goddamn cross and niggas, you know, these so-called followers of Jesus Christ, they call it Good Friday. I mean, what kind of shit is this? I mean, and then they act like people ain't supposed to say, you know, they ain't supposed to say nothing. You know, you ain't supposed to say nothing about it's blaring in your face that this is some real, this is some crazy shit to say about the supposed savior of the world, that this is Good Friday. They nailed the man to the cross, and they calls it Good Friday. So right there, you already know it's some serious inconsistencies going on. Family, let me get some water right quick. Hold on, let me get my bottle of water. I'm black, family. I gotta get me some goddamn water. But I'm the man. I'm the man to get them, y'all. I'm the man to get them. Now, a lot of people don't understand, number one. Once you understand that all religion, all Western religion is undercover solar worship, okay? Undercover solar worship. They come out of the Nile Valley. Ancient Egypt, Nubia, Ethiopia, Aksum, is undercover solar worship, okay? And so a lot of times, people look at they look at the cartoon characters and shit, and the occult and the Freemasons and the occult, sometimes they put that shit right there in your face. You know what I'm saying? But nobody is, showing you, it's right there. And so, and many times it's even in the Bible, it said that when the Antichrist come back, that he would even fool the very elect of God. That's what it said. So it wasn't just that he gonna fool just the minuscule niggas. The very elect will even themselves be dumbfounded in the presence of this Antichrist. Okay? And so, when you're talking about Easter, and a lot of people out there believe, I hope you good Christians is out there, so you understand this, that Easter falls on a different day every goddamn year. Okay? Falls on a different day every goddamn year. Matter of fact, now it's falling on the 17th this year. Let's see what was date for Easter in 2021. April 4th. Okay? April 4th. Matter of fact, let's find out when the shit was 2020. April 12th. April 12th. Let's look at 2019. What was it 2019? April 21st. Okay? Let's look at it for 2018. April, wait a minute, 2019 was April 21st. 2018, it was April 1st. So from 2019 to 2018, you talking about damn near 3 weeks. Okay, let me look at 2017 just to see when it was. April 16th. So I just wanted to, show you that number one, it's not based on the death of no man. Okay? If you get an obituary, right? Then you're gonna have 2 dates on that motherfucker. The day you was born, the day you die. And them motherfuckers ain't gonna never change. You see what I'm saying? And so if it was if it was the death of a man, if it was the death of a man, and you truly knew the death of that man, it would never change. It would never change. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing is, what is really being worshipped on Easter, and we'll get into Easter, we'll get into Ishtar, Astarte, we'll get into that, which is nothing but a derivative of I said Isis. That's all that it is, and we'll get into that. You understand, with the spring goddess, we'll get into that. We're talking about solar worship. You see, you're talking about the sun passing over the spring, what we call the equinox, the spring equinox. And so when you get spring, you're talking about springing to life. You see, we're talking about springing into life. And so at this point is really the new year. You understand what I'm saying? Because really in the spring is when things come anew. So then you have a new year. See, and I'm going to show you how the stories are so fabricated and they line so goddamn much that they got all these stories just totally discombobulated. You understand what I'm saying? And, none of them are chronologically correct. Okay? Because the story of the resurrection of Jesus should have been in what they call the white man Christmas, not in the spring equinox. Because when you and I'm gonna get into that. You see, I'm gonna get into that. And so again, it's when you talk about the Passover, what is passing over? The sun is passing over the equinox. You see, and moving towards the solstice. You see what I'm saying? It's passing over the equinox, moving to the summer solstice. So now it's on its route up. You see, when it passes the autumn equinox or the fall equinox, it's going down. But now it's on its way up. And so when it passes the fall equinox, it's moving towards the winter solstice. You see, and when it reaches it's in its lowest position. But now it's on the turn going up, and when it passes over the equinox, the spring equinox is moving towards the summer solstice, is moving to its highest point. You see, that means it's hotter. You know what I'm saying? Around the world, everything is vibrant. You see what I'm saying? And so when the sun moves past and moves past the spring equinox, this is really truly the new year. You see, because everything is coming anew. You see, everything is coming, everything is lively. You see, and so, and this is, and you don't have a new year in the dead of winter. And so because people don't understand that Jesus is only a occult symbol of the sun. You see? And so when you see right here, you see the spring equinox. The sun is directly over the equator. It's directly over the equator and moving past, and so this is when it's equal. And so you get equinox, meaning equal. Equal between night and day. You see, equal between night and day. And so even when you're talking about the death of the death of Jesus, you see, you always see that's the occult understanding. You see, he said he died, and he died, and so, but they got this in the spring. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, we told that, when you talk about the winter solstice, they say that, on the 21st is the shortest day. It stay, and at the shortest period of the year for 3, where it's actually no movement of the sun. When it reaches the lowest point on the 21st, it stay that way for 3 days. And then miraculously on the 25th, it begins to move up. It starts to, it starts to move up for the first time. After what is termed the death of the sun on the 21st, the death of the sun, and it stayed at that position for 3 days, and then miraculously on the 25th, it's reborn. It starts to move up. It starts to show movement, upward. You see, and so that really is the story that Jesus died and went to hell for 3 days and was resurrected. You see? So you can see that they didn't discombobulate. They got the story so discombobulated, you know what I'm saying, that it's really all over the place. You see, it's really all over the place. And so when you look here in the occult understanding, when it show, it's more than one understanding there, but you see the sun is going down. You see what I'm saying? The sun is going down. This is a story that more relates to the winter solstice, period. It more relates to the winter solstice, And so when you see here again, you see the sun. They always put the sun back to let you know that it's a solar mythos. That there's, astrological, astronomical, cosmological understanding behind all this. You just gonna look at the goddamn, you're gonna look at the dead white man on the cross. You gonna cry the blues. You know what I'm saying? You gonna cry your goddamn eyes out the socket, and without understanding what this is all about, the occult understanding that it's the, now also understanding when you look at the Cro-Magnon Neanderthalic Jesus Christ, the Cro-Magnon Neanderthalic Jesus Christ, that he's symbolic of a particular people, you see? And so when you talk about the death of Jesus, and he's equivalent to the whole of a symbolic people, when you talk about the death of Jesus on the cross, you're talking about a solar cross. And see, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings out there. It's not just any cross, it's a solar cross. And that's why in that understanding, when you're talking about Ragnarok or the Asgardian or the Nordic mythos, where it talks about, if you watch the Marvel comics and you talk about Thor and all of that shit and Odin and, but they have a very similar end to the world, just like Revelation. And it's coming by way of fire. All these stories and see, but what we got to understand that in spirituality and and you talking about the Western, so-called religion, when you talk and you talking about religious, when you talk about fire and you talking about fire with inside the Bible, a lot of times people don't understand that divine fire is solar fire. Okay, not just any kind of goddamn fire. You're talking about solar fire. You understand what I'm saying? And so when it talks about the second baptism will be in fire, it's talking about solar fire. And so that's the same when you're talking about Ragnarok. And you got this demon that they call Surtur. He's a fire demon. You understand what I'm saying? And Ragnarok starts when he take and place his sword down in the eternal flame that's on Asgard. You see what I'm saying? He set it in there, and that, that stars Ragnarok, and Asgard and all the gods will die in this Ragnarok, this coming solar age that's on the way. So these are all allegorical occult stories that have been crafted that's about a solar age that's coming again in this galaxy. You understand? It's going to be so goddamn hot. Now, other people can call it global warming and this, that, and the third. And so you got global warming, you got Ragnarok, you got the rapture. You see, the rapture. Say the world was destroyed the first time by water. The next time it's going to be destroyed by fire. You see, and they talks about that. And so these, and so you have to dig deeper than just the images that you're looking at. But you got to have a teacher that can even break this shit down for you. You see? And so, so when you're talking about you're talking about Easter and Passover and Good Friday, and a lot of that when you're talking about even the fact that they had it on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Which is Frigga, or which is the Nordic goddess of and she's the spring goddess in the Nordic, just like they have Thanksgiving on Thursday. One of the only holidays that just falls on Thursday, which is sacred to the god Thor. You see? And so even behind the scenes that there's is layers of occultism laid on top of layers of occultism. You got to be able to have a teacher that can break a lot of that down for you so that you can see it, And so, the one thing that I always bring up, since it is supposedly the death of Jesus Christ, a man that did not want to die for you or nobody that you know. You see, a lot of people's always talking about Jesus is the savior. Who the fuck did he come to say? He asked for a savior. And you talking about he the savior. And he prayed in the Gethsemane. Nigga, he say, let this cup pass it away from me. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got time for this. You see, they show you the pictures of Jesus in Gethsemane. Do that look like a man that's eager? That man got his goddamn hands clutching, man. He trying to put the coldest prayer ever to God. You understand what I'm saying? He really trying to reach God with this prayer. He ain't trying to have no misunderstandings. He trying to get this prayer to the Father. He trying to get this prayer to the Father, that he did not want to die. And people are here crying and saying, going to talk how Jesus died for you. Man, they didn't murder this man. God didn't put this man on the chopping block for whatever reason. And I don't think that Jesus truly understood why God, ordained him, because he obviously he was not God, because ain't no God gonna pray to no other God. If he got the power of God, he ain't gonna pray to no other God. He gonna handle that shit himself. You see what I'm saying? He gonna handle that shit himself. Why would another God pray to a God? And for what? If I'm God, goddamn it, I got the power to do all that I need to get done, and I'll do it my damn self. You know what I'm saying? And so that right there showed that, and so the fact that people is celebrating, the murder of this man, and I'm just saying it in allegorical understanding, because it's obvious that he's a man. Because what man want to die? God can't die. God is forever. How the hell you gonna kill God? How the hell you gonna kill God? I don't understand this rhetoric that people talking about. I seen Christians in the comments said he don't understand the crucifixion. No, nigga, you don't understand it. You don't understand it is the goddamn problem. You don't understand it. I understand it better than you think I understand it. I'm very clear that the man did not want to be crucified. Now, you can say whatever the hell you want. He did not want to be crucified. And so we are celebrating this day, and we call it Good Friday. You understand what I'm saying? That's just like this, they got this nigga that say he want to die by the firing squad. This nigga, he's in South Carolina, and he done did some crazy shit, and they about to put that electric chair on his ass, and he chose the firing squad. And motherfuckers show up on that day and call it Good Friday. The only motherfucker that would call it a Good Friday is the people who were negatively, or anybody for that matter, to understand what a no good motherfucker could do to a community. Anybody in their right mind. So obviously that's a person that deserved to die. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfucker deserved to die. And so that's the only time you're gonna say, oh, that's a good day. Because that would have been a motherfucker that deserved to die. So I don't understand why it was called Good Friday. And now this is supposed to be a righteous man, so they say. So they say he's a righteous man. And that the man that then put his prayer in to the Father that he didn't want to die. This is a fact. And then when he died on the cross, he rebuked his Father. He said, my God. Now you listen to that. Now how's a God gonna say my God? My God. You know what I'm saying? How's it not? And you God, and you understand that you God, and you understand that you God, and you gonna say, my God, why have you forsaken me? Now, so not only did he back it up, when he was on the cross, he was still looking for God to save him and deliver him from this evil that was coming upon him. You see? And so a lot of people say, well, Jesus died for our sins. The man did not want to die for your goddamn sins. If he died for your sins, he was forced to die for your sins because he did not volunteer to die for you. Okay, these are the facts. And he rebuked his Father, you understand, at the end for not, delivering him. Now, I noticed that, that the New Testament, and this is Psalms 22, that, I could see that, these Jews, and they are recreating these stories. And even where Jesus took that, or the writers that, created the Jesus story, taken up out of the Old Testament. And it says, Psalms 22, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my roaring? You see, why art thou so far from helping me? The motherfucker looking for help. He not saying, I don't see this man is understanding that he come to the planet to be nailed to a cross for the sins of the world. I don't see that. I'm just being 100, and I don't want no motherfucker to come and try to. It is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. Oh my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not. And in the night season, and am not silent. But and it come down and say, but thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. Our fathers trusted in thee. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee and were delivered. They trusted in thee and were not confounded. So he's saying that the fathers of old cried unto thee and were delivered. So he's crying out. He's in Gethsemane crying under the understanding that he would be delivered. Okay? But I am, going to 6, but I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men and despised of the people. All that they see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip, they shake he trust on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. So they like, nigga, you going up on this cross. Now you can call on whoever. I want to see this. I want to see this. Is he going to deliver you? Okay, we're going to see this. But thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breast. Let me go down. I was cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my God from my mother's belly. But be not far from me, for trouble is near. For there is none to help. Okay? For there is none to help. So again, you see in the scope of Psalm 22, that the man and they say this is Solomon or whatever. This man is looking for help. He's not looking to be nailed up on no goddamn cross. You see what I'm saying? He's not looking to be nailed up on no cross. Many bulls have come past me. Strong bulls of Bashan have beset me round. They gape upon me with their mouths as a raven and roaring lion. I am poured out, like water. And I'm going to go down where it says, for dogs have come past me. They assemble of the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierce my hands and my feet. You see, they pierce my hand, and I'm going to go down where it say, save me from the lion's mouth. Come on now. This is a man. This is a man that's looking to be saved. So this is not a man that is voluntarily giving his life for you. Okay? I just want to be that. I just want to make that clear, And so a lot of people say the birth and the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Okay? Which of course, again, even when you talk, it is a solar mythos. And so a lot of people don't understand that even Osiris, Isis, and Horus, that's also solar mythos. You see, that's also solar mythos. You got an anthropomorphic story, but behind that is also a solar mythos. Because, Osiris and Horus is the sun. It's the sun. Osiris is the great king that would fall. He's the old sun. You know what I'm saying? He was the new sun, but he's the old sun that passes and then resurrects. You know what I'm saying? In the new sun. And we're going to deal with resurrection. So when you look at the crucified image of a sun, then you look at the crucified image of the created creature, Serapis. You see, this is when they begin to take the solar mythos of Africa and the Nile Valley, and they begin to add the European images and water it down and make these these delete when you delete it, deletions. You understand? Deletions within the African spirituality and place themselves in the image of God. You see, but they lost they really didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because the one thing's for sure, a Cro-Magnon Neanderthal is not into solar worship. So the only thing that they saw was the anthropomorphic story. They really couldn't, get into the solar mythos because there's no place for them there. You know what I'm saying? There's no place for them there. When you look at the vampiric stories, they very clear in their own psyche that they are disconnected from the sun. You understand what I'm saying? So they really don't have no salvation in the solar mythos. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to have a soul, you got to be connected to the sun, and they understood that they did not have that. Okay? And so that's why when the vampire looks in the mirror, he does not see an image because he does not have a soul. Okay? So I want to understand that. So when you're talking about, first and foremost, when you're talking about resurrection, we got to break that down so people can understand what resurrection means. Resurrection means to re-erect. Okay? Re-erect. And so we're talking about in a fertility understanding as a man. You understand? To re-erect, meaning to be, to be able to procreate. You understand what I'm saying? And so, niggas are sick in their head today, and the primary purpose in which the cosmos had given for the man was to procreate. Okay? And so that's what it means to re-erect, resurrection. You understand? To bring forth life. And so Horus was the resurrection of his father. You see what I'm saying? And so many times you will see with Osiris that you're not going to see with no Jesus. You can't say he resurrected because you can't even never show me where the motherfucker was erect. When was he erect? The man never was with a woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they show him with John the beloved, okay, laying on his bosom. They try to add Mary Magdalene in there. They tried to, but they did not show Jesus erect, meaning he's in bringing forth life. He never brought forth no life. You know what I'm saying? So, and so to bring forth life, that's your resurrection. Men resurrect through their children. You see? That's how you resurrect. You resurrect through your children. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about. You know, now you come through the womb of the Holy Mother, that's to be reborn. You know what I'm saying? Now that's something totally different. You know, the Son is reborn every day through the womb of the goddess Nu. You see? And so the resurrection dealing with phallic, where, you know, to be reborn means you got to come through the womb. And so we got to understand our terminology. And so you see, again, you see all of these, and they never showed, and, you know, and I can't, you know, I won't be able to show, but you can look up on, you know, and they went to Egypt and they just carved Osiris, just carved his phallus right on about the damn wall, because they could not understand what, you know, the symbol, because, you know, as Dr. Benz has always taught, that our people deify procreation. You know, you go to the Greco-Roman walls, you liable to see any goddamn thing on their walls. You see what I'm saying? And that's why their ass is nowhere to be found today. And they on the track to continue the madness. And so, you know, that's going to be their own undoing. You see, so when you look at the you know, the Pope, the pedophilic Pope, you understand, not understanding, quick to talk about resurrection, but that means to re-erect. And you cannot show me, you know, when we talking about in the cosmic order, okay, and within the cosmic order, you see, and so, you know, you bring life from that, you know, in its natural order. If you're not bringing forth the life of the cosmic order, you out of cosmic order. You in the act. You in the very act of chaos is what you in. That's what you in. You see, and so they've stolen the imagery, but the spirituality of Africa is not there. It's gone. It's been deleted. You see, the astrological understanding has been deleted. They're gonna tell you the Passover is when the angel of death, you know, when it came to kill the firstborn, all the firstborns of Egypt during the time of so-called Moses, that God say, Moses say, let my people go. And Pharaoh didn't, you know, he didn't oblige Moses. And so, God damn it, God sent down the angel of death. And he told Moses, and Moses told them, everybody that's supposed to be a Jew or Hebrew, put some goat blood over your door, you know what I'm saying, so that the angel of death would pass by. So that's what the Passover, so that the angel of death would pass over them. You see, but they didn't give you no concept about the true astrological understanding, and the fact that you are the physical image of the sun on the planet. That's why the melanin, you know, which is the cosmic darkness of the universe, the primordial blackness of the universe, reside in you. You understand? In many instances on the walls, it would show, our ancestors show a sun inside of you. You know what I'm saying? Even in the belly of Isis, you see Horus as a child, but there's also a symbol of the sun in her. You understand, to symbolize that the sun, S-O-N, and the sun, S-U-N, is one and the same. One is a cosmological representation. The other is an anthropomorphic human representation, both coming out of the same essence and about the same source. So you ain't gonna get no Cro-Magnon Neanderthal that gonna identify with that African spirituality. They're gonna rape it. You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing identifiable, and if ain't nobody ever told you, well, no damn way. And so, they show Jesus as a mummy, and they always showing, Lazarus as a mummy. You understand? Preparing the body. You understand? For the afterlife. You're not coming back this life. You're not coming back this life. Our African ancestors had no misunderstanding that the body was going to come up out the damn wrappings and start walking to see. That's why they have all them crazy ass mummy movies where the mummy, you can read some shit in the mummy. They had no, this was, the body was for the afterlife. You understand what I'm saying? For the afterlife, to preserve it so that you would use that body as spiritual representation in the afterlife. Not that you're going to get up out the goddamn grave and walk. And so this is another lack of misunderstanding the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal and the outsider. And they always show mummified. Lazarus was a mummy. Jesus was, where the goddamn bodies at? Because if they embalmed them with any sophistication, then you should have mummies in Israel just like you got mummies in Egypt. See, you still in the imagery, but you lack any understanding whatsoever of the technological sophistication of the spiritual process. You don't have that. And so I just wanted to get on y'all today. Y'all sitting out here telling tall tales and fairy tales. But then when we call you on this shit, then you don't show up. You don't show up. You don't show up. And so when they show Jesus coming out of, he supposedly died for 3 days, which is in total dispute. You know what I'm saying? Which is in total dispute. They say he died on Friday, but they practice Easter on Sunday. I mean, goddamn. So, I don't give a goddamn what day. You understand what I'm saying? Friday to Sunday is 2 damn days. Friday, if he died 3 p.m. Friday, 3 p.m. Saturday is 24, and you could go sun up or sundown. Okay, if you go sun up to sundown, it still don't make a difference. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna die on Friday, and then niggas wake up on Sunday and be practicing the resurrection of Jesus Christ is 3 days. It would have to be Monday. If you say Good Friday, I go in and I see people say, well, it was Thursday. Oh, it was, you know what I'm saying? Or this, that. I don't know. It's so much. And so I'm not going to get off into that because the story is totally should have been in the winter solstice. That's where it would have been placed where the sun had died. You know what I'm saying? And was so really the birth and death and resurrection is basically in one story in the winter solstice. It's really in one story because you got you say well, you can say the 21st would have been the death of the sun. That's right. And then he would have remained stagnant for 3 days. That would have been Jesus in hell. And then he was reborn. Well, I won't even see that. They say that's the birth, but actually that would have been the resurrection. You see, that would have been the resurrection story. It should have been in the winter solstice. You see what I'm saying? You don't really have, and so, I can understand the Passover and so on and so, and again, that is a story of resurrection. It is a story of resurrection, but it's clear from an astrological standpoint that the death and resurrection, at least the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ should have been in the winter solstice. That's just evident. You see, but when you see the sun, you always see the halo. That lets you know, but the sun has been demoted. If you go to ancient Egypt, you see the sun is always above the head, but it's been demoted. It's been pushed down behind the head to give you the illusion that the Cro-Magnon Neanderthalic Jesus Christ and the sun is one and the same. You see what I'm saying? And so that the power of the sun is not emanating through the image. Now, if you place it above the head, then you'll see that the sun actually takes supremacy. You see, it actually takes supremacy over, and there's actually two parts. If you see the sun, you see Isis, you see the sun. Over, you see Horus, you see the sun, and Horus is actually the sun. But all deities, some of them have Ra above the head. But you got to see that's two deities combined. You see? So it's two deities combined. It's Ra and it's Isis. It's Ra and it's Ptah. You got different deities that they combine. And so they demoted the sun to give you the illusion. But when you look at Ra being born through the womb of Nut, you see the plagiarism in the story. You see the plagiarism in the story. And so you see, this is Jesus, supposedly, and this is the sun. Now, there's also the ancient Egyptian story that, where when the sun set, Ra travels on the ark through the underworld. You see, through the underworld. And so this is also the story that's been plagiarized. You see, again, you see the sun, and you see the womb. You see the image of the womb, that he's coming through the image. So this is Ra being born through the womb of Nut. And see, you can see that what makes an individual divine is the sun. Because you can see to the left, you see those are saints and those are prophets. And then you see to the right, and you see even people down there, they don't have the sun, they don't have the halo. So what makes a person divine is the sun. Okay? We got to be clear. Now, so even when you're talking about even the birth of Jesus, that's astrological. So when you talk about the Magi, you're talking about the three stars of Orion's belt. And the star that they following is Sirius. That's Isis. You see, that's Isis. You look here, you look, and you see Orion's belt. You see the three stars in Orion's belt, and it's following Sirius, which is Isis. And even when you look at, now this is supposedly the birth of Jesus. You see the halo, you see the cross back there. You know what I'm saying? Which is the solar cross, which is the solstices, the equinoxes. You see, and you see that he's mummified. He's mummified. And so when you go into Dendera, you look up, because many times when you look up the nativity, you will see that they always got that cowl out there, right there, looking right over the child. And so you see the star, because Isis and Heteru is technically the same goddess in many instances. That Heteru is the zoomorphic form of Aset. Aset is the anthropomorphic form of Heteru, Hathor. And Nut is the cosmological representation of Aset and Heteru. You see? So these three goddesses is actually different forms of the same goddess. You see what I'm saying? When Ra becomes Horus, you see? Ra becomes Horus, and Nut becomes Osiris in that instance. And so when you look at the nativity there, you see the star of Isis, and you see that cow right there to the left. You see that cow right there to the left. And understand, when you look at Heteru and you understand this is in the southern hemisphere. We talking about from an astrological standpoint. You got the northern hemisphere, star constellations. You got the southern hemisphere. So when you talk about Heteru, you're talking about the Milky Way. So you looking towards the south. So if you was in Egypt at the pyramid to look towards the Milky Way, you would look south, going towards South Africa. And so in a spiritual mythos, the pharaohs would sail up the Nile, because the Nile is actually coming out of heaven. it's flowing down out of heaven. You see, it's flowing down out of heaven from the Milky Way onto the planet. You see, and so the Pharaoh would board his ark, and the goddess, the queen, would board her ark, and they would take it back up the Nile into the Milky Way. You understand what I'm saying? To be one with the great mother and father, Osiris and Isis. You see? And so you in your so-called African what you would call a version of the story, you get Ishtar, which is Easter or Easter. You see, the Eastern Star. And that's what it's dealing with. So when you go there, that's the persuasion, of Isis. You see, Heteru. Now here's showing you again the daily cycle of rebirth and death of the sun. You see, and so you go into many of the temple, Dendera. I believe you can go to the temple of Edfu in the birth chapel, the birthing chapel of Horus, and you will see this story of Ra being born, and the death of the son as he travels back up into his mother's mouth to travel for 12 hours of the day of the night through her body to be reborn the next day. You see? And so that's when they talk about, the 3-day or the sun, which is, supposed Jesus being in the underworld. And he wasn't the first God that went into the underworld, neither. I mean, there's so many gods that supposedly came back from the underworld. Hercules was one of those gods that went into the underworld and came back. What's the other? It's more than, it's a few guys. I know the one that's I bring it. It's some more of them Greek gods that went into the underworld and came back. And so, even in Easter, you got the egg. See, a lot of people don't know that, again, that's the cosmic egg. You see what I'm saying? But they didn't blend it some things, because that rabbit is some pedophilic shit that come out of that Greco-Roman shit. And I was going to get into that, but I chose not to deal with it tonight. I had to deal with that on another level. You know what I'm saying? I had to deal with that on another level. And so you see again here, you see the 3 kings of Orion's belt. Now, let me find that let me see. Let me look at my before I That's right, here it is. I got to get the actual let me get the Here it is. Okay, that's Amos 5:8. That's Amos 5:8. I had to bring that up. I had to look for that. Let me bring it back now. Amos 5:8. Let me put this. Matter of fact, let me put this. Let me put this over here. Let me put this over here. And so Amos 5:8 says, "Seek him that maketh the 7 stars and Orion, and turneth the shadow of death into morning, and maketh the day dark with night." You see, seek of him. And so when you're talking about Orion, you're talking about Osiris. You're talking about Osiris. The 7 stars, seek of him. You understand what I'm saying? That maketh the 7 stars and Orion. And so when you're talking about all, because it's the Africans that mapped out the stars. There's no doubt about it. You understand? They the ones that mapped out the stars. They the one that brought forth the 365-day calendar. We done this. And again, this is a story that's actually being told in the Southern Hemisphere. And once you see, that's a thing when you're dealing with the astronomy. See, that's going to crush heads. because you actually got to be looking to the south to even have the spiritual understanding to get the true meaning of what this all means. You see, if you see this and you see the three stars of Orion, Cyrus, Sirius, and Horus, and the birth, this is in the south. This is in the southern hemisphere. You see? And so we got to clear this up once and for all, and take back and not just say these things. Once we understand that this is our story, we don't continue to entertain the plagiarisms. You ball that shit up. I don't intend, I'm doing this as long as I have to. But I wish the day would come where we would no longer have to explain this shit, that we would manifest in practice, in reality, the truth of our ancestors, you see, and begin to live up to code. Because it's not about dropping no facts. It's about dropping the acts. It's all right to have the facts, but you got to drop the acts. And so thank you for being here today, family. I just wanted to, so you don't get up weeping and opening up them eggs and shit. And that's some, that's pedophilic. You know what I'm saying? All that shit, them not the egg, but the hair. You know what I'm saying? The rabbit and shit. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit is pedophilic, and I didn't want to get into it because it's too raw for you two. These motherfuckers will have a problem with me. So what I do, maybe, I can touch on it tomorrow a little bit, even though it's, Freemasonry, and I got so much fire on that Freemason shit that is ridiculous. But maybe I'll come back Monday and on Patreon and open up, a little more on what that means, because you need to know that. You know what I'm saying? You sitting up in here cracking eggs and shit and fucking little Easter bunnies running. That's why you got the Playboy and you got the rabbit up there and shit. But that ain't no righteousness, nigga. That's some pedophilic, other side of the spectrum shit. You know what I'm saying? And they by them not telling you that, you indulge in some shit that you wouldn't, if you knew, you wouldn't even indulge in it. So I want you to wake up, family. I want to thank you for being here. I'm about to hit y'all briefly, the ancient Egyptian, Ethiopian origins of Western Freemasonry right after this. I'm just going to hit the button and I'm going right to work. Okay, make sure y'all hit that link and all the other links in there. KingSeti.com, GeneralSeti.com, Patreon, General Sarasu Seti, and have your ass tomorrow and have a family. Believe me, I'm gonna touch them. I'm gonna touch them. They ain't gonna be able to run from me. Have them there, and I guarantee you, especially that is a day that they want to celebrate, that I'm guaranteed to be at my best. This is the General Sarasu Seti. He said, "Hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power."